there, this is Popular Stranger, and we are back at you again today with another episode of MUT Recap. It's been a very long time since we dropped one of these, but usually and definitely returning for Madden 21, it's our weekly series here on YouTube where we recap everything that's going on in Madden Ultimate Team, and of course Madden. We're going to talk about MUT 20, Madden 21, the beta of course, all in this, so let's go ahead and get on into it. Now, normally we recap just 1 week of stuff, but because we haven't put out a couple videos or a couple episodes in a couple weeks, I want to just kind of jump back a little bit further. So last weekend, a week from this past weekend, that makes sense, right? We had our last week of Ultimate Legends. They are done. I don't understand why these came to an end so quickly. I feel like there were a lot of other cards that could have gotten, or a lot of other players that could have gotten cards, and unfortunately, that didn't happen. You know, at the time that they announced it was the last weekend, we didn't know that the following weekend, which was this past weekend, we'd be getting the Madden 21 beta, so maybe that was their decision. Hopefully we get some more beta access. It did close at midnight, and I tried to log into it today, and you can't get in there at all. It prompts you for a passcode, which leads me to believe that there's probably people, it's probably devs, but there's probably passcodes out there that allow you to continue to access the beta. A very unique way to set it up. I've never seen anything like that before with a beta. Normally, when you try to log into a beta for any game that I've ever played and it's closed, it just gives you a message or nothing happens at all. So I thought that was interesting. So I just wanted to point out Ultimate Legends being done. This past Tuesday, we got Power Up Expansion. I can't seem to find it on here, and that's probably because it's not going to be in your missions list. It's going to be in the Ultimate Challenges. One thing to note is that when they announced the final week of Ultimate Legends, they specified it. They said the last UL content drop. So a lot of us feared that these Power Up expansions would be done as well, and when they announced last Tuesdays, they did not phrase it that way. So that gives a lot of us hope that this power-up expansion would continue to happen. Tomorrow we should be getting another 6 cards. These were the last 6, and I think it was a solid drop. Kelvin Johnson was really good. Pouncey is an affordable center, even though I think he's not as good as I thought he would be. And Cromartie looks like a really, really good card, powered all the way up. I'm a big fan. I'll say this time and time again. Really big fan of this power-up expansion promo. I think they've done a great job. I really hope that they continue this all the way until August, or at least the rest of July. I think every Monday night when they go to release these cards, I am going to fear that they're going to say this is the last week, and MUT 20 is officially dead after that. There's a slight chance, and we'll talk about in a little while, about maybe a MUT loyalty promo, but otherwise, I don't think we're getting any other content than this. And whenever they announce this comes to an end, to me, I mean, MUT 20 is already dead, but this will officially put a stamp on it. It's over. We're hoping tomorrow for some big names. I still think guys like Aaron Rodgers deserves a power-up expansion. I really wanted Deshaun Jackson. I hope he gets it. Jason Kelsey could be one that we need. Julius Peppers. I think if I had to bet on it tomorrow, Julius Peppers will be one of them. We've seen a trend with 96 overall Ultimate Legends like Megatron, like Troy Polamalu. I think Julius Peppers is the next one. So that's really it for the content. I mean, you can't expect anything else to come. So hopefully they don't announce it's the last week. But this past weekend, we got the Madden 21 beta. And I played a little bit of it. I didn't play a ton. I didn't play as much as I thought I would, unfortunately. I said this in a video yesterday, and maybe you guys feel the same way. As I'm playing it and just realizing how limited it is and how unpolished it is, because it's not the final version, that's not going to be the game that we're going to be playing on August 25th. It just more felt like a tease. I really just wanted to get in there and build my MUT team. And playing with cards that I don't know if they're going to play that same way in MUT, because the stats are going to be different, abilities are going to be my choice and not the game's choice. Just things like that. It just was like, this is a big tease. I did want to play it just to kind of, grasp the gameplay mechanics and whatnot. And overall, I think it was cool. I raged a little bit, which I was very upset at myself for raging over a beta. but there were some things that happened that just frustrated me, and I think it's maybe just because I'm overall done with football games right now. I don't want many parts of them. I can play for a few hours. After that, I get frustrated, I get annoyed, I get bored. I want to move on to a different game, and that's why I've been playing a lot of Warzone lately. So just some really quick bullet points with the Madden 21 beta, and then we want to talk about film study, which is an ability in Madden 21. Users are slow. We've talked about this. Zones react and play very bad. They don't cover where they're supposed to. Run defense certainly seems improved, though everybody I played passed the ball a lot. So not a lot of ways to test the run game, if you will. I didn't run a lot or see a lot of people running stretch, so we didn't get to test the run defense, but overall it did feel improved. Too many aggressive catches. They worked for me, they worked against me. I just felt like too many big receivers come down with the football too easily, too frequently. QB scrambling is way too overpowered. It's very difficult to tackle Lamar Jackson in the open field. And when you do tackle him, even if it's 2 to 3 defenders at the same time, he does not fumble the ball, and that was the same for Mahomes as well. So QB scrambling running seems a little overpowered. Just imagine if it stays that way when we get like a Michael Vick in the game. Oh, it's going to be problems. The skill stick is pretty fun. One of the biggest feedbacks was that they didn't like the change of the hurdle button and the truck button, so we'll see if that gets swapped. And the AI on offense and defense doesn't always react to the football. I went over an example in a video yesterday. If you guys missed it, what I did is I went through the top beta feedback posts on the website. You can still leave beta feedback. They did not close that down, by the way. Go check out that video if you want to see what's wrong with the beta and what's wrong with Madden 21. I will link it to this one, so up in the upper right part of your screen, there's going to be a circle with the letter I. Go ahead and click that. It'll show you yesterday's video, and also I'll link my initial beta thoughts and feedback video if you guys want to check that out. But there was a situation where I threw the ball to a tight end on a drag, a routine play that I've done in Madden for years and many, many times. And he just didn't jump for the ball, didn't stick his hand out. It went right to the defender sitting in the flat. And it was funny because I was reading through the beta feedback forums, and so many people had that same type of experience. So that led me to believe I wasn't alone. So those are probably my main bullet points. So big topic, big discussion about the beta and about Madden 21 is the film study ability. If you don't know what it is, basically Earl Thomas comes equipped with it, and we don't know how it's going to work in MUT and what overalls and thresholds you need to get to it, right? But it allows you to see your opponent's play art if they continue to run the same plays. I don't know the thresholds for it, is like if it's more than 3 times do they run it, is there a cooldown period where this goes away, or does it stay for the whole game? I think the one thing that I don't like about it at all is that it even shows hot routes, so I would be cool if it showed the stock play, but I think, and listen, I'm not a person who spams stretch and dive and runs the same plays over and over. I do, for the most part, in Madden 20 run the same formation, but I'm running probably 15 to 20 different plays because of all the route combinations, and of course, the same run plays because you can't really change those up. But I don't like the fact that it would show all of your hot route adjustments. That, to me, is a little cheap. Here's the thing. I tweeted this, and I'll say it in this video here. I totally understand why a lot of people want it, because they get frustrated with the game, and they get beat by the same plays over and over and over. But I also feel, listen, I'm not good in this game at all. I'm probably above average. I'm not speaking for the competitive players here. I'm speaking of as a content creator who's decent in the game, right? I think it's holding hands here. There should not be an ability in the game that tells your opponent's every move. If you know your opponent's running the same play over and over and over and over again, and you can't stop it, you don't need an ability to tell you that he's running the same play over and over, because to me, and the feedback that I see in the conversation I see on Twitter, you already know that play is coming, so why do you need to see it? It's not going to help you stop it any better, because, you're just getting beat. If somebody runs the same play and you can't stop it, they're just better than you. You're not the best player in the world, guys. There's only a handful of people that are. It's okay to lose. I get it. Losing sucks. It makes you mad. It happens to me all the time. But if you're getting beat in the face by the same play, to me, that's up to you to stop it. And I don't think that ability is going to make you any better. You're probably going to know it's coming, but you probably still ain't going to be able to stop it. Showing the play art isn't going to make any difference. If they keep it in the game, it is what it is. I'll deal with it. I'm not going to be upset. I think that two things they could do to fix it. Not show the manual hot routes. Okay, I think that's too cheesy. Or somebody suggested it on the beta feedback form. Make it an X factor and not an ability. Therefore, you have to do a lot of things to trigger it, which means you have to have some skill. If we're going to put this tool in your hand to see your opponent's play art, you have to do something to achieve that. You don't have to just be bad. We don't want to reward people who aren't good in the game. I'm sorry, it's a competitive game. I don't mean to shit on anybody. Again, I'm not great in this game, but it just, you know, W put out a tweet that made some really like funny comparisons, like, you know, if you're not as good in Call of Duty, let's give you bullets that, you know, hit harder and take more damage. Or in baseball, give us something that shows you the pitch that's coming every time and you automatic hit home runs. Like, I get the comparisons. I think it's holding hands too much. I'm sure some of you watching this are going to disagree, and that's okay. It's been a great conversation. I just think EA needs to find a very like happy balance on it. And what that is, I don't know, but I love the choice of changing it to an X factor instead of an ability. And I don't want you to be able to see my audibles, because to me, I'm not running the same play at that point. I'm running a concept. And I think if you look, you know, a lot of people say they want real football. This wouldn't happen in real football. There's some teams out there that I remember it was a college football team. They ran the same running play like 40 something times in a game because the defense couldn't stop it. That's real. Peyton Manning, I saw Zan talk about this. He probably ran the same 10 concepts. He probably ran the same 10 plays, but with different, you know, audibles to take advantage of what the defense was showing him. And I think Madden plays just like that if you're doing it right. So I get it both ways. I'm just not a fan of it. I'm not going to rage if it's still in it. You guys let me know your thoughts about film study down below in the comment section. I think it's a good conversation to have. So, we'll end the video by talking about MUT 20. I know, yawn, you're bored, you're over it. Rookie premieres, just very, very important here. Packs have still not refreshed, and that's unfortunate. I don't expect them to, but I was hoping they would. But, just make sure, guys, these sets expire on July 13th. That's a week from today. No more rookie premieres. So, will something take the place of that? Maybe. I'm not hopeful. The only thing that I could think is really going to happen is a MUT loyalty program, something that's going to reward us for playing this god-awful game this late in the year into Madden 21. Like, give us something, a set, let us trade in some cards, let us buy something with our coins and put them in a set to earn us rewards for next year, other than Rookie Premiere. I think that would be great. I hope that happens. Otherwise, guys, I don't expect any content. I did MUT Mailbag this past week. I got asked probably 10 different times, will we be getting more content, a mini promo, something? The answer is no. I think the only chance we get is MUT Loyalty. Maybe it's this week. Maybe it's on the 13th when these Rookie Premiere sets expire. That's a week from today. Otherwise, I don't expect much. Really quick, not that you probably care that much, because again, MUT 20 is over, but here is my team. I don't think I made any adjustments other than I added a Coach Madden collectible. I need one more to fully max him out. I don't think I'm going to make, because I'm just not playing this game enough. But adding that powered up my George Kittle to a 99. My Runyon went to a 99. I feel like one other card went to a 99 that wasn't before. But there is my offense. Here is my defense. And that is pretty much going to be my endgame squad. Unless we get like a Deshaun Jackson, a Jason Kelsey, you know, another item that, you know, maybe a Fletcher Cox, something that's going to power these guys up to 99s. Otherwise, it's probably my end of the year team. I'll probably just keep this team in case I ever want to revisit MUT 20 and make a video on it or something next year. That's all I got, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.